God was preparing me. I want to get, okay, all the young folks from the North American group are coming over here. I just want to tell you very briefly, back in the 80s and 90s, there was a guy called Tom Beam who came to some conferences like this. He got so inspired, he said, I'm going to save all my money, and when I die, I'm leaving it all to world missions in Boston. He did that. He left several $million, and we established a Beam Missions Foundation. A couple of years ago, I was invited to be full-time the Global Missions Director for the Beam Missions Foundation. And our mantra, our call, our conviction, our responsibility is developing future leadership worldwide. God has opened so many doors. We now have 15 schools of missions across the world. Every major continent has a school of missions. We have 375 young people training, and we've been working outside the U.S. for all of this time. We're really excited. We're united behind three principles. Number one, academic excellence. We believe our young leaders of the future need to know their Bibles and know how to handle it well. Amen to that. We believe in that. The second thing is hands-on training. We believe you're never going to become an evangelist or a women's ministry leader by using only the internet. You've got to have someone who walks with you like Jesus walked with the disciples. Number three, global connection. We're connecting the next generation on global connect calls, conferences, all sorts of things, so that the next generation has the international feel that the first generation had together. We realized in the last 6 months, I got a call from Todd Assad, and he challenged me that we need a strategy for the United States. And we talked about it, we've been working together, and today, for the very first time, we're going to be able to announce to you a network of training centers, regional training centers across the country. It's not the only training that's going on. We recognize there's a lot of other training going on, but it's exciting to see the training center network that's coming together, and we have here the directors, the trainers, the teachers, and the students from North America. And I want to invite Todd and Ed to come on up at this time. And I also want to invite the trainers and teachers to come on stage, and the students in all of these U.S. schools of missions.
Amen. Amen. About 8 years ago, we had a family in the Dallas church that had ties in the heartland, have a desire to help develop campus ministries, youth and family ministries in some of our smaller cities with D1 universities. So we started what we called the Campus Ministry Fund. And the only request that this couple had was, can the larger churches support this fund? And since then, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Kansas City, St. Louis have all contributed. And so for the last 7 or 8 years, probably $250,000 have been going to places like College Station, University of A&M, OU in Oklahoma City, Lubbock, Texas Tech, El Paso, and just different places like that that have been very difficult to support ministries beyond just the regular full-time staff. Since then, this last year, we've seen in Dallas that we're able to help meet the needs in the Dallas church, also to help some of the smaller churches like Baton Rouge or New Orleans to help meet their needs, but we really can't go beyond that. So after discussions with the family that's supporting the Campus Ministry Fund, other business people that perhaps have that heart to build these ministries in North America, talking to Doug, AT, other brothers and sisters in North America, there just really was felt that we really need to have something to go beyond our local ministry, to help develop something. I really appreciate Doug and Beam. They bring a lot to the table, a global connection that we could not have if we did something this on our own. But I appreciate the partnership of other large churches that want to give to support these ministries. You know, sometimes we sit there and say, large churches don't grow. Well, part of the reason is because these large churches are investing outside of their own church and helping other small churches. And I really believe we have an opportunity to build something great together that can really meet a lot of needs, start addressing these 75 openings that we have just in the United States alone.
Good morning. My name is Ed Dawson. I serve as an elder in the Chicago church. I'm so inspired by the younger speakers and their stories this week. And I just got to say, we're in good hands right now. I'm very excited about that. In the Midwest, we've been very intentional in the training and raising up of the next generation. In the Midwest, we've seen our efforts in Chicago and the Midwest. Right now, 3 of our region leaders in Chicago they're in their 30s right now, and different leaders throughout the Midwest leading churches are in their 30s. And this has been through the effort of training and raising up young leaders to take over many of us mature people's positions, you know. In Midwest and Chicago, we're committed to the strategic plan of the Beam Fund of we want North America evangelized. We want to see all these positions filled. We're excited about partnering with Dallas and Boston and Atlanta and many other churches to come up with solutions to make sure that there are many disciples ready to sign up and be a part of serving in our churches. So we look forward to what God's hand's going to do here in the near future.
Amen. Thank you very much. You know, it's exciting. We wanted to bring the students on stage, and Tony Fernandez says we will break the stage if we did. So that's all of the students. All of those young people are training right now in the schools of missions throughout the network of training centers. It's very inspiring to see their faith. We're going into the final phase of this presentation. We're going to see a couple of more videos, and then we're going to hear from one of my heroes in the faith, and by the grace of God, one of my best friends, Sean Wooten, and the work that they've done and how God has worked in Kishinev, in the Ukrainian crisis. But now we're going to go to the videos, and then we'll come and hear from Sean. Thanks, everybody, for coming on stage.